strength and conditioning coach, Coach Erica, otherwise known as Leonalifts. If you're new to my channel, please like, comment, and subscribe after. But I am a strength and conditioning coach. I have been for like the last 8, 9, 10 years. I've been sports all my life, but I've been doing this for quite some time. I specialize in strength and conditioning, functionality, and kind of just overall well-being, essentially. But it is Topic Tuesday, so today we're going to be going over something that I have a lot of people asking about. It's kind of, I wouldn't say a hot topic or button, but a lot of different information on social media, and it's going to be, what is the best diet? Now, the best diet is, like I said before, is the best diet that works best for you. So for me personally, I follow more of a paleo diet. So it's high protein, not a lot of carbs, but mostly fruits and vegetables. Paleo kind of goes back into the idea of like caveman, or you'll hear it, but pretty much it's just fruits and vegetables and just like simple carbs. But the biggest thing with picking a diet, it's a couple different things. You want to find something that is going to be sustainable, meaning a couple different things when I say sustainable. One, you're actually able to maintain it with your lifestyle, your budget, and also if you're able to cook and kind of maintain and be able to do it. So when I say that, like if you're a school teacher, you might have more time to sit down and eat meals that are able to be in a fridge, versus if you are a solar panel installer, you're going to be on the road a lot and you might not have access to a cooler to keep your food cool or reheat the whole time. So you have to pay attention to realistically, what is your lifestyle? What do you do for work? How often can you eat? Can your food be kept cold? Can you reheat your food? And things like that when you look into things. For me personally, because I train clients throughout the day, I do have access to keep food in my fridge or reheat it throughout it. So for me, it's not a big deal, but keep that an idea when you're doing that. Also, when you're looking into sustainability, also think about budget. You don't need to go all organic for your food. You don't need to be all organic. It doesn't all need to be grass-fed. Let's be realistic. Food is expensive. Things are expensive right now. So don't feel like you need to be everything organic. So be realistic with your food, you know, like be educated. For me personally, I don't really like eating pork unless it's part of like some cultural dishes for me. So I just don't eat pork. I don't make a big deal of it. I don't really eat full eggs, but my client does have like 16, 12 chickens. So I get free eggs from there. But right now, otherwise I probably wouldn't be eating eggs. So just pay attention to what realistically you can put in your budget, what works for your lifestyle, how often are you gonna cook. Are you one of those people that like to meal prep, you know, let's say every 3 to 4 days? Are you someone that likes to cook every single day? Do you have a family? Do you have kids you have to feed every single day? Because, for example, it's just me and the dogs. So if I need to cook food, I can do it for myself. But if I had a child, my kid is gonna have to eat all the time, every day. So I can't just pull out my meal prep. I mean, you could, but you also have to be kind of realistic with like who else is in your home, how often you're eating, and all that fun stuff. So pay attention to that when we're talking about this. So diet's gonna play a very big part. You wanna figure out what first is gonna work for you. I don't think there is a bad diet per se, but there is definitely some bad choices you can do. So for me, I don't think being super restrictive or cutting out particularly a macro is a good idea. For example, keto. Not a fan of keto. There's very long videos, there's tons of research to support why keto is just not the best option. Realistically, I'm gonna put it short like this. Keto basically is no carbs, meaning that you cannot have any carbs. Carbs are not just breads and candy and French fries. There's also carbs with your vegetables. And if you go on the keto diet, you have to be very, very restrictive, which I don't support, and you can't have any carbs. Because the second you have carbs, you just go right back up again. It's just not sustainable. It's just not. I don't think anyone realistically wants to live that where you have to watch no carbs whatsoever, and then go have a carb and then just blow up. It's a lot. I don't support it. But end of the day, it's your body, it's your life. You want to shorten it, you want to make it more miserable, that's up to you. But other than that, I don't support restrictive diets. So, oh my God, I can't eat that. Oh my God, I can't do that. That mentally is gonna fuck you up. What it does, it promotes eating disorders. And I'm not gonna get into it too much this video, but constantly telling yourself and creating anxiety of when, let's say, pizza's an easy one. Oh my God, I can't have pizza. Oh, I need to go work out pizza. Getting this restrictive idea where you can't have that, one, for a lot of people, makes people want it more. And then once they have it, they binge it because they're just thinking, oh my God, well, I can't have this again, so I might as well just enjoy it now. And I might have, like, I'm not gonna have this anymore, so like I might as well just have more. And then they binge and binge and binge and binge, and next thing you know, like, then they're have anxiety and they feel bad because they binge. And then, oh no, I need to go work out. I need to go do like 2 hours of cardio for that 3 slices of pizza. Oh, I shouldn't have had that pizza. Oh, I shouldn't have felt that. And what are you doing? You're creating a negative environment and a negative mindset, and you're creating a negative connotation with food. So I don't support that, because we need to have a positive interaction with food. We need to have a positive relationship with food. If you want pizza, have a slice of pizza. Say, okay, I have my slice of pizza. It was good. I enjoyed it, and it's out of the mind, and you just continue about your day, and you just keep going. I'm gonna put this very, very blunt. You didn't get the body that you have right now because of one meal. You didn't get that body that you have right now because of one day. Not because of one bad day, not because of one bad meal, as we like to say. It takes time. It takes time to get you where you're at right now, and it also takes you time to get somewhere else. So when I want something that bad, I have a craving, and it might not be the best thing. There is no good or bad foods. Let's just cut that out of our equation right now. I'm using these terms for you guys to be more comfortable with, but like, as I coach, I do not use those terms. There's no good food, there's no bad foods. There's calorie dense foods, and there's calorie budget foods. We'll get into that later, but there's no such thing as a bad food. So if I want, let's say, ice cream, I just wanted a strawberry shortcut sundae from this place down the street. They're phenomenal. They're huge. I haven't had them since October. And I was like, you know what? I really want that ice cream. I wouldn't have that ice cream. Did I eat it all in one sitting? No, because I enjoyed it. I got full. I put it in the fridge. I came back and I ate it again sometime else. Did I feel bad about it? No. Did I have anxiety about it? No. Before, I might have, and then I've been so stressed out the entire weekend. Oh my gosh, I need to go burn that ice cream. I shouldn't have done that. And then I start going into this very negative aspect and conversation with myself. And that is not what we want to do. So I'm gonna have my little notes, because there is quite a few different diets that we're gonna go into. So we have, and this is kind of a general statement, there's a lot more, but if you're looking for general statements of different types of diets, we have carnivore, paleo, Mediterranean, ketogenic, otherwise known as keto, and if it fits your macros, so that's known as the IIFYM or vegan. So those are the options. We're gonna go over every single one. Some are my favorites, some are my not so favorites, but the big thing here is that there is no right diet for you, because genetics, sustainability, what you like, what you don't like. Some people genuinely don't like the taste of meat. That's you, that's fine. Me personally, I love meat. I love the taste of meat. So I could just never be vegan. If you have, like different points, cultures, there's a lot of things that go into it. So don't have some influencer who is, one, not a nutritionist, two, not a dietitian, and has no idea how your body works, tell you how exactly to eat. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get right into it.
So the first one we have is the carnivore diet. This is pretty self-explanatory, but basically this diet is just meat, animal products, and it doesn't include anything else. So with the carnivore diet, it kind of comes from like the first idea of like human ancestral, like kind of think like back when we were like cave people and like the Neanderthals and like some Australia. I'm sure you heard of like Liver King and all that shit, but kind of that same idea of we can't eat processed foods and all that stuff. So carnivore diet is strictly, very, very strict of meat, fish, and then like organs and all that stuff. There is literally no carbs. There's no processed foods, and you know that's what it is. So looking at what you can actually eat with it, you have fish. So of course, like salmon, sardines, whitefish. You can actually do small amounts of cream, cheese, butter, and lard because technically it's an animal product. And then you have like bone marrow. Then you got, of course, beef, chicken, pork, lamb, turkey, organ meats. These are all things you'll need. Anything else that's not in here, you can't eat. So very restrictive. It cuts out a lot of macros. You do need organ meat in there because that is, think of like an apex predator. Lions, tigers. We'll start with lions because lions are a cat and cats are true carnivores. They do not eat like berries and stuff like that. So they get all of their essentially like grains from the prey they eat because they eat everything. So that means they eat the stomachs. So if a gazelle is going and eating grass, the lion goes eats the gazelle's stomach that's full of grass. That's how they get the fiber. So you kind of think about like apex predator kind of deal. And then we have the paleo diet. So paleo diet is something that I strictly, not strictly, but I very similar follow. So paleo diet is kind of like, you'll often hear it termed with the caveman diet. So it's basically just kind of like sticking to no processed foods, things that our ancestors or like a caveman could essentially get and kind of, like get access to. So I always like to say like, we hunt, you gather. So going back to hunting and gathering. So it's fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds, eggs, meats. So like, especially like when they say wild game, thinking like deer, which would be venison, ducks, like things you could go hunting for. And then we have fish, which are very important because omega-3 omega-3 acids. And then you have oils, which are like from fruits and nuts. So kind of paleo, basic idea. And then we have coming up the Mediterranean diet. So Mediterranean diet is kind of more of a, I wouldn't say necessarily newer, but people tend to follow. There's been some studies based around the traditional foods in Europe around the Mediterranean Sea, thinking like France, Spain, Greece, and Italy, what types of food they eat, foods that are going to be culturally available to that region. So there's really not like a lot of strict rules or regulation when it comes to Mediterranean diets because it's based around what's available. So what's available there is going to be kind of the like basic food groups: fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts, seeds, healthy fats. There's no processed foods, not extra like sugar and kind of stuff like that because a lot of these people, culturally wise, have made their own products. And then we have keto. I'm not a fan. I don't like keto. I talked about this before. Keto basically is low to no carbs. So depending, there's different types of keto. I'm not going into it because I, quite frankly, don't give about keto. I really don't. So I'm not going to go into it. But you can look it up. But basically, it's a very, very, very low amount of carbohydrates, or basically no carbohydrates. And then you replace the carbs with fat to help your body burn for energy. So basically, you have to think about your main three is going to be protein, fats, and carbs. So when you cut out carbs, all you have is protein and fats. Basically, the reduction of carbs push your bodies into a metabolic state called ketosis. People can get sick from this. Like I said, I don't like keto. I'm not going over it. Look it up on your own. And this one, people really like. It's called If It Fits Your Macros. So there is a whole like website company that does this for you. But basically, the concept is pretty simple. You do need to figure out what your resting metabolic rate is, which you should do anyways because you need to know this if you're actually trying to lose, gain weight, or kind of like see real progress. But basically, you figure out what your basic metabolic rate is. So once you figure out that number, basically you're just trying to fit whatever food into that. So there's not a very strict diet. It's not a restrictive diet. So this is how people kind of get, like, I would say, the gateway into macros and understanding it. If you're not going to try to be like anything super crazy, if you're just trying to eat healthier and enjoy your life, a lot of people like this method because basically it's kind of like the cats. If I fix, I fix. If you can fit it, you can eat it. So you just give yourself the proper range, like a bank account. If you got $20 to spend, it don't gotta be $20 in vegetables. It can be $20 and a hot dog. It could be some chips, but you have $20. Now, if you have a little bit extra calories left over, then you got change. Think about it like that way. If you're not really sure about what I'm talking about, you can always go back to the other video that I have talked about with calories and losing weight. And then the favorite one, vegan. Everybody knows vegan. It means plant. It means no animal products. It means no anything made by an animal. So this is not cut out macros, which I don't really think you should ever do. But not saying that veganism isn't healthy. There's a lot of different debates. But basically with veganism, if you are going to be vegan, you do want to make sure you do it properly. There's tons of resources. Are vegan? I'm not vegan. I don't ever plan to be. I do know the basics of it, but I would not call myself an expert in any way. But you do need to make sure that you're getting blood work done, that you're getting enough vitamins. And when I say get enough blood work done, is because when you are vegan, like, essentially think about eating meat. Red meat has a lot of iron in it. If you're no longer able to eat that, you could have an iron deficiency. And there's a lot of other things too that happen when you go vegan. So just be educated, do it safely, and you're good to go.
And that concludes today's Topic Tuesday. Thank you so much for joining us. The growth has been great. I really support all you guys like coming and asking questions. If you have a question for our next Topic Tuesday, shoot me an email, drop a DM, drop a comment. Otherwise, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time.